Hello, my name is Francisco Fonseca, and I am going to be talking about how carbon dioxide affects our Earth. More importantly, it affects our oceans. Our oceans cover more than half of the surface of the Earth, and in order for the oceans to be healthy, they must remain at a middle level of the pH scale, which is neutrality. Because of the ocean being absorbing carbon dioxide, it is becoming more and more acidic, and life in the ocean is becoming harder and harder. Since life is becoming harder and harder in our oceans, the biodiversity obviously goes down. And if the biodiversity in our oceans goes down, the fishing industry takes a big hit. And if the fishing industry takes a big hit, so does the economy. Did you just see how carbon dioxide and the economy had something to do with each other? Who ever knew? Another phenomenon that happens in our oceans are called dead zones. Now, a dead zone is an area of the ocean that lacks fluid oxygen or dissolved oxygen. And now this happens because fertilizers or contaminating fluids arrive to our oceans. And an example of this would be where the Mississippi River ends and the Gulf of Mexico starts. That area is called now a dead zone. Why? Because the United States has had bad industrial practices and companies throw their waste into the river. Now, because of this, Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico is being affected. Note that because of bad practices in the United States, they affect the fishing industry, the economy, not of the United States, but of Mexico. This is something to note, because what one country does to the environment, it not only affects them, but affects the rest of the world. Now, this is a calling to all of us, and we must realize that climate change, global warming does not see race, does not see walls, does not see religion, anything. It just sees us as a human race.
According to IOM, the UN's Office on Migration, migration is often perceived as a failure to adjust or to adapt to changing situations. They argue that rather migration in the present is oftentimes an adaptation to climate change and other environmental changes. According to Time magazine, they even connected the Syrian conflict to a trickle-down effect from climate change. As the climate changed, internal displacement took place, which caused civil unrest, which led to, in the end, the Syrian conflict. According to the New York Times magazine, the federal government in 2016 spent its first federal dollars on climate resettlement, as in Louisiana, there was a flood that caused a lot of people to be displaced. 760 million people globally are expected to be displaced from their homes due to climate change as the sea level rises. As the global temperature increases 4 degrees, the sea levels are expected to rise up to 35 feet. Clearly, this problem is not just an issue of climate changing and the weather changing, but rather it directly impacts the livelihood and the well-being of the global community.
The Paris policy is a good idea. Unfortunately, China has undermined global climate change programs. Since the 1990s, China's significant increase in CO2 have exceeded all the reductions of other countries that have participated in the Paris Treaty and its predecessor, the Kyoto Protocol. If you look at each country's emissions since 1990, they have essentially flatlined, showing little to no growth in pollution. But since 1990, China's pollution has grown unchecked, so global efforts to reduce pollution have only increased global pollution as manufacturing has moved from developed countries to China. This has led to a flawed policy. Even now that China has agreed to participate, their agreement is not to increase emissions by 2030, which essentially is no agreement, because China can continue to outpace other countries that are participating in the Paris Treaty and negating their efforts all the way until 2030. In essence, we are doing nothing to reduce global pollution under the Paris Treaty, just shifting it to China, where there are no controls resulting in increases in global pollution. The real solution would be to create a tax on products that are manufactured in countries that do not meet global environmental standards. Plastic bag ban is a good idea, but plastic bags are not biodegradable. Stores are now selling you reusable plastic bags, which will ultimately be disposed of and continue to cause the same problems plastic bags did. Biodegradable reusable bags should be the proper solution.
Hello, my name is Jolene de Guzman, and I will be sharing with you some important facts about air pollution. Fact number 1 about industrial pollution is that an average American breathes 2 gallons of air per minute, which means around 3,400 gallons of air each day. Fact number 2 about inhaling air pollution is that it takes away at least 1 to 2 years of a typical human life. Fact number 3 about industrial pollution is that it has effects as small as burning eyes and itchy throat, as large as breathing problems such as death. Fact number 4 about industrial pollution is that pollutants that are released into the air, as opposed to land and water pollutants, are the most harmful. Fact number 5 is that toxic air pollution poses a greater threat to children due to their smaller physical size and lung capacity. Fact number 6 is that air pollution causes smog effects towards dolphins and makes them suffer from black lung diseases. Fact number 7 is that 5,000 premature deaths in Southern California are caused due to pollution from diesel trucks. Fact number 8 states that travelers at Grand Canyon are unable to see the other side due to air pollution that is 1,000 miles away. Fact number 9 states that the most hazardous pollutants are released from the air and less from the water and land together. Fact number 10, the final factor, states that not only does air pollution in China travel up to the Central Valley of California, however, outdoor air pollution ranks the top 10 killers on Earth. After sharing these 10 alarming facts about industrial air pollution, I can only imagine how one must feel like thinking about how they can help with this alarming issue. A lot of college students are probably wondering what can they do to make a difference and help with industrial air pollution and how to help global warming and all of these different factors that are destroying our Earth. Well, I'm about to tell you a few helpful tips is that one can change a traditional light bulb into an energy light bulb and turn off the lights when they leave the room. Also, one can open the blinds to let some nice sunshine enter the room. Secondly, one can open a sliding door or window to let natural light and air come in through the room. Look at how relaxing this is. If light is needed, one can use battery-powered light bulbs, and when they are finished, they can recycle the batteries. Apart from saving energy, one can help save the earth by conserving water. Thirdly, although these are popular, get rid of that and get one of these. By reusing a water bottle, one can make a large impact on the earth. And since we're in the food and beverage section, let's not use these and get one of these. You can also reuse your containers for your own lunch, breakfast, and dinner. See? Like so. A college student can also help with air pollution by supporting local ground coffee and brewing their own coffee at home. This coffee maker uses no energy. Well, it's time for us to catch the metro. Don't forget to turn off your lights, and thank you so much for watching our video.